Hey, how's it going? Okay. Alright, so I thought I'd talk about the shelters. I'm trying to think, it's weird. All this shit has happened in my life, and I remember some of it really well, and some other stuff I don't. I'll have to talk about it for a minute before it comes back to me. I had a condo, so that was during, I don't know if it's considered a recession, but it's definitely a housing market crash during the early 2000s. So I lost my condo. Then I went into government housing. My mom insisted I come move in with her. I wanted to believe it really bad, so I did. And it didn't work out. So after that, 3 months after that, I'm homeless. At first, you never really want to think, hey, I'm homeless. So at first it was oh, well, what do I do how can I get some help? What can I do? Well, if you call up these numbers, there's specific numbers in areas, for example, where I was, it was 211. You could dial 211, and if you need help with something, they'll help you. And I called them, and I was like, I don't know what to do. So, I lived with one of my mom's friends for a little bit. Then I moved in. I went and stayed with some family in Tennessee. No, I went and stayed with family in North Carolina. And I went and lived with an uncle for a little bit. And then I went and lived with an aunt for a little bit. And then it was well, the end of the year is coming around. Now I've been homeless almost a year, And, well, you better get your shit together because you have 2 kids, so figure it out. Okay. So the deal, McNeil, is that you have to go into a shelter. It's usually 30 days. Just follow the fucking rules. That's all you gotta do. If you follow the rules for 30 days, you don't get in a fight, you don't do drugs, you don't come in drunk, you're fine, okay? You're gonna make it. At the end of that 30 days, it could be less. At the end of that 30 days, when you do all the stuff they ask you to do, which is nothing more than helping yourself, then they'll give you usually 3 to 4 months free, rent. So they might hook you up with the housing system, and the first 4 months will be free. So it's worth it to go and do this, okay? So when you see somebody fucking begging at the store, or just sign out, I'll work for food or whatever, they're full of shit. They're full of shit. So it's annoying. It's annoying to me. In fact, even since I've been homeless, I kind of know what's going on, I saw some people standing at the corner one day. I don't have money. I don't have a lot of money or anything, but I do have my own place right now. I do have a car that I paid for, so I have these things. So I you do the time, you get things. You save and you try and you get it. So, I was getting boxed food sent to my house, kind of like a Meals on Wheels situation. So I was oh. And I saw these people up there on the corner, and I said, well, I'll bring them some food. I brought her a box. I brought this woman a box of food. Shit, it wasn't even out of my hand. And there was some black guy come running up the street to take it. They're not there for them, okay? That's a pimp, and that guy sent her out to the corner. So you start to learn stuff like that, and it's really upsetting how things are, because I'd have to say, the people that I was with, I would have to say they were all drug addicts, at least, definitely mentally ill people, but for sure drug addicts. You could have one without the other. You don't need to be a mentally ill drug addict. You could just be a drug addict who's fucking up. And that's it. So you get a lot of people who are kind of assholes in the first place, and they don't get along with their family. I don't get along with my family. Nobody talks to them, nobody talks to me, so we're all in the same boat. It doesn't even matter. Oh, man. First, I was taken out by the state. There was a man that I got to know when I lived in a condo, and within years, you know, he was always one person that I thought was my friend. Always, 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 always. And he was a black guy, and I got a lot of shit from my ex-husband about, like, always, always, always. And it was like all the time I'm sticking up for this guy, you know. I mean, he wasn't my boyfriend. I didn't date him, nothing, you know. He's my friend. He's my friend. We'd help each other out, do this and that. You know, I didn't know, but he was like a major mover, shaker person, and I had no idea. Anyway, so, you know, people let you stay in that ignorance zone if they don't want you to know things, and you don't ask questions, and you're not going to know. And if you do ask questions, they might tell you to leave. So I can tell you this much, I couldn't even walk up the fucking stairs in his house and say, hey, I'm Amy, without somebody jumping in my face like I'm an asshole for saying hi. So it was weird. Once I even let him live in my house. He's supposed to pay me rent, he never did. So even when it came to like me staying with him, he was mad at me because I didn't want to immediately stay with him. I did not want to immediately stay with him, and there was nowhere for me to fucking go. And it was weird because there were bedrooms upstairs, but I didn't get a bedroom. I got put in the basement. So I got put in the basement. I'm basically told, white bitch, stay in the basement. So white bitch stayed in the basement. I had, like, you know, some stuff in some trash bags. I had comforter. I had my baby pictures. I had, not my baby, but pictures of my babies. And like stuff like that. And, you know, really, I had misplaced my card too. So like, I misplaced my EBT food stamp card, and I also lost my card to get access to disability benefits. So every month, even if I got paid, I couldn't get it. When you go into a shelter, you're not allowed to use that as your address. So even if I wanted to, which I did and I tried many fucking times, you're not allowed to give that address. They will fucking send your shit back. So even though the card came, I could finally get my money and have a dime to my fucking name, they wouldn't let me get it. So they would send it back, send it back, send it back. So this kept happening over and over again. So truly, I had zero money. I had zero money, zero food stamps, zero nothing. Just fucking nothing, okay? No car, nothing. Nothing. So then I'm like, the first one I went to turned out because this guy, I hurt his ego. That's it. And because I didn't want to be involved with him in a certain way, that was insulting, and it's his fucking house and he's going to do what he wants. So in the meantime, he comes downstairs to kick my ass, and I could hear people upstairs talking about, go beat the fuck out of that white bitch. Trust me, it was because I'm white. For one thing, what made it real prevalent. I don't know why they had to keep fucking bringing that up, because honestly, I really think they would have done it to anybody. But they had to keep saying white, you know, blah. He comes downstairs, and he's like 300 pounds. And he tries to grape me or whatever. It didn't work. Tough shit, because I'm actually stronger than him. I'm not as big as him, but I'm stronger than him. And I could hold on to my pants real good. And I put my hand over my head, you know, just to, because he was like, you know, beating the fuck. I mean, he was beating my ass. He was beating the shit out of me. And here's the thing that's really vexing, is that he was supposed to be in jail. But because they fucked up his paperwork, when he went to go check in, actually go into jail, they said, oh, no, wait a minute, you got the wrong paperwork, blah, blah, blah. He goes, actually, you got the wrong paperwork. I'm out of here. Fuck off. I'm gone. So he left. So he should have been in jail already. He should have already been locked up, and he wasn't. And then he beats the living fuck out of me and actually goes to work. Guy goes to work. Went to work. I'm downstairs like, wow. In the meantime, I have no money. Not a dime. In fact, I think it kicked off because I ate a can of corn. His roommate's can of corn, if you can believe that. That's what made it happen. Because in these situations, everybody's so fucking desperate all the time and so fucking ignorant all the fucking time. That, like, even the normal human aspects of life are now just disparaging. So, the state came in. And they got me out. When I say the state, I mean about 6 7 people, like police, social worker, I think the state patrol was there too, and then there was somebody else. It was like some kind of spokesman. I don't even know. These are all old fucking brick homes near the zoo in Cleveland, Ohio. It's a shitty fucking area. It's old as fuck, and nobody gave one shit. So I think I dialed 911 on a phone that I didn't even have service on to get help. So they take me out of there. I get put in a car with a young black girl. She's probably like 19. She's got like a 2-year, almost, well, I'll say, okay, I'm going to say under a year old. This baby might have been under a year old. But he was big. And, you know, they stuck the baby in my arms and threw all her shit in the trunk and put like the stroller in between us. And we're sitting there, and it is hot, okay? It's hot as balls. It was summer, so it was like over 100 degrees in the back seat. And if you've ever been in a cop car, the back seat's not air conditioned. It isn't. In fact, it's funny because the first time I'd been in a cop car, I was 19. I got a DUI when I was a kid. And what woke me up is I hit my head on the roof of my Thunderbird. And I remember being thrown in that cop car. It was the first, no, that wasn't even the first time I've been thrown in a cop car, come to think of it. Damn it, girl. Okay. Damn. All right. I've been too many. That's a lot. Woo. I forgot about it. Okay. But the back seats used to be actually like leather. Like they were real seats with cushion in them and stuff, and now they're plastic. And the reason why they're plastic and they're hard plastic is because people get in the back of the cop car and piss their pants and poop and puke and do all this really disgusting fucking gross ass shit. And the cop has to spray out the cop car, you know, whatever. And then it just makes sense to have plastic. So we're like sitting on heavy plastic. He took us to some place. I still don't know what it was called. I have no idea what it was. It was like some kind of government building. I was so tired and so hungry. I don't even know how long I was in that basement. I don't even know how long I lived there, actually. I think I was there like almost 2 months. But the last few weeks started getting really bad, and then that happened. So now I'm in this building. I don't even know where I am. No idea where the fuck I am. Everybody's gonna help me. Okay, well, there's like there's 2 chairs. There's 2 chairs. There's like 13 people standing there. We're all sweating our faces off, and we're all like, what the fuck? Phone ringing, kids crying, people bitching, people getting out of a fist fight out right out front. Okay, I'm Lily White, bitch. I ain't got no idea about any of this stuff. This is not my forte. Now, you bring me to like a little Italy, I'm going to be just fine, but don't fucking take me this ghetto. I don't know what the fuck's going on. You know? Not only do I not know, but I'm white, so obviously everybody hates me. I don't even need to speak. I could say nothing, and everybody fucking hates me. So I'm like, okay, like if I look up, I'm going to get into a fist fight. I know this because I have been like on a bus or a train or something, and somebody look at me, white bitch, what? And then I'm like, okay, well, now I got to kick your ass, kick that person. Now, here we go, you know. So, like, there I am. I was really, man, I was tired. Ooh, I was so fucking tired. I was so tired. I went in and this girl, it wasn't even like a real office. It didn't have any, like her desk didn't have pictures on it. There was nothing on the walls. There was like wires from the ceiling hanging down. None of it. It was kind of like, okay, this week, here's your office. One of those situations. So it's not even like these people are getting paid or anything else. So they're going to deal with the lowest element of society, the homeless people. So that's me. Here I am. She said something to the effect of, can I get you something to eat? And I said, yes, please. And I started crying, laid on the floor and went to sleep. She came in like 20 minutes later and gave me like a cup of noodles. Oh my God, it was so good. And like a bologna sandwich. Oh shit. Call the Ritz, because this got to go on the menu, because that was delicious. Never had a more delicious thing in my life than that bologna sandwich. Okay. And this fucking cup of noodles was so killer, man. It was good. I was so hungry. So later on that day, I don't know how long that took. Probably like 12 hours. I don't know. It doesn't go clockwork, okay? It's not like they're going to take you to one place and also, cops aren't taxis. these people have other things to do. They got a lot to do. So it's not like you could call them up and say, I'm at this office building and I need, so also people are giving you I was given addresses, I'm given phone numbers. I have no phone. I have no phone service, but I got a phone, but no cell service. I'm on disability with no money. I got food stamps with no card. So I got nothing, a whole bunch of nothing. So then they sent me to a domestic shelter. Domestic shelter. First off, everybody in there has children. Not one child, but children. Like children. And you're not paying attention to those children right off the bat. When I walked in, I'm always paying attention to children. I like children, and I look out for children in my own head. So I always think, like, I'm looking at the kids. They had me come in and sit in the front room while they took everything else that I owned in garbage bags, mind you, and threw it in a bed box. It's like for bed bugs, because bed bugs are so prevalent and they're so like insane. They throw all your shit, computer, phone, whatever you got, it's going in the box, and it's going in for like 3 days, and you don't get your shit back. So they're like, what happened? What happened? Oh my God, these people make me tell them. This woman, some other women, sit me down in front of everybody, because they're all coming to watch. They're all just hanging out at the wall, like, what's going on? Where's this? Kids there. All the women got fucking, what's it called? Some kind of a hat black chicks wear. It's a bonnet. It's called a bonnet. And I've seen some Latinas wear bonnets, but not normally. Like a Latina could control her hair a little better than a black woman could control her hair. Their hair gets really fucking nuts and it drives them crazy, and they wear these bonnets, okay? So everybody's standing around with the bonnets, and the kids are running all over the place and fucking jumping everywhere, and these people are asking me very serious questions. And I'm crying because I can't even keep my shit together, and I'm like, why am I the show? Well, as it turns out, there I am in a domestic shelter, so everybody who's there will get 4 months free housing. I'm there for like a month and a half. I think I was there for not even that long. It couldn't have been that long. Somehow I got them to agree to letting me get my food stamp card. I also got them to agree that could be my address so I could get my Social Security disability check, so I could get my fucking own money and get back into life here. Do something resembling anything. In fact, when I got my money, I actually took my husband and the kids out to Noodle Cat and spent over $100 there. It's $150. He let me. Yeah, he let me. Okay. So I've got the food stamp card, and I go down to the West Side Market, and they sell all fresh food, like amazing food. So you could go in there. There's like a seafood side. You walk in one door, you get a gyro. You walk out this door, you get bratwurst. Like, it's awesome. Like, there's flowers and fresh fruit and like whatever you want. There's like a whole pierogi stand with like 30 different kinds of pierogies and like whatever you want. It's there. West Side Market. I was there, and I went at like closing, and I'm fucking around. In fact, that day I actually stole diapers, like loose diapers, out of a bag at a Family Dollar for this girl that was in the car with me and all that shit. We ended up hanging out all the time, and I liked her son, so I didn't mind it. I liked the little boy, but it was wild. So I ended up getting these pork chops, a real good deal, and I paid for them with my food stamp card, and I brought them home, and I was really excited, like telling everybody, like, I'm gonna make these, it's gonna be really good. They were like marinated. Some were like Bloody Mary marinated. Some were like teriyaki marinated. So they were good. I got a good deal on them. I'm trying to talk to this lady, the one who put me in front of everybody, the one who fucking, you better check in and check out. And I'm on camera all day long, okay? Everybody in there is on camera all day long. You go outside, smoke at the picnic table, camera. You go down the street, camera. Camera in your room, camera in the kitchen, camera in the bathroom, cameras. So, shit, I said something like, oh, come on, blah, 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 I could make these. She's like, finally, she goes, okay, I'm gonna let a girl, like, whoo, slapped her ass. Get out. So I am kicked out. I'm kicked out. I'll keep the pork chops now, damn it, because I got nowhere to cook them. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. It's 10:30 at night. You just threw me the fuck out. I was signing in and out all day long, and now I'm kicked out because I smacked your ass. Like, really, was that the intent? That I was going to fuck you up? Is that what? Zero tolerance? Are you serious? Oh my God, like, at least be reasonable. Kick me out in the morning if that's what you want to do, but who the fuck is going to keep track of me so tight that I can't go, now you're going to kick me out at 10:30 at night, go fuck yourselves. So there I am, 10:30 at night, I'm kicked out, I'm walking the streets of Cleveland, Ohio. I'm walking. I walk up to a cop car and I'm just like, I'm scared, I don't know what to do. And I go, I get in the car, what's your social? And they ran my number, it ran back to this thing with one of my Chris's where I boxed his ears, and the state had put charges on me and I didn't know it. So they said, look, they go, we don't care. You know what, man? It's like 10 till. I'm not doing this paperwork. I don't give a shit. We're going to drop you off at Norma Herr, this other place, which is like the worst fucking place on the planet, okay? I go into this place. First of all, you got to go through like, this place actually did have, the domestic shelter did not have security. Cameras everywhere, codes, cameras, but it was run by women and filled with women. So it didn't even fucking make sense. Now this other place, I got to go through like a gun detector, metal detector, all that shit when I walk in. I'm patted down. I mean, it's serious. So I was told to go lay on the floor. All these women were in like, I don't even think they had, it wasn't even like, it's not even like a sleeping bag situation. Just people were on the ground. And it's hot, so it was summertime. So go lay on gym floor and I'll see you in the morning. So that's what happened. And this lady actually knew me from the other shelter because she worked at that one too. So she said, I'm not going to let you be one of these chicks laying on the floor. I'll take care of you. Because she liked me because I'm a nice person. What the fuck? So, plus I wasn't a drug addict. I'm not a prostitute. I would have drank if I had fucking money. I would have been drunk, but I didn't have the fucking, so whatever. Now I'm living there. I have my own room. And my roommate, my bunkmate, I had roommates. I had two. So I had probably 9 other, I don't even know, a shit ton. I'm the only white person in there that I know of. The first day I walked through the halls and there was one white girl that looked like me but younger, and she got the shit kicked out of her. 13 bitches took her down. She just sitting there like, what happened? I think because I was wearing saddle shoes and I didn't give one fuck, that it wasn't like you could do that to me because I don't give a shit already. So if you want to come at me with all your people, then come at me with your people. But we're all going down. Nobody's going to get out of this. We're all going down. So I was just like, whatever. And this roommate of mine, she would say, you could use my telephone. And my daughter was younger, and she was like a tween or whatever. And she was just like, it was really important to her to talk to me on the phone. I didn't want to talk on the phone. Everybody's listening. There's no privacy, and there's nothing good to say. What can I say today? I ate an apple. We got served 3 batches of bullshit. Like, I walked the streets for fucking hours. Like, what am I gonna say to my kid? Oh, I stood outside and let this guy throw a hamburger at me. Like, what am I gonna say? And the reason why I say that is because this shelter did have this man, this black pastor that would come and make you listen to a sermon for a half an hour. If you stood there and listened to the sermon, he'd throw you a cheeseburger. So it was like a big deal because the food there sucked. It wasn't even like, I've been in a few shelters, but that shelter gets like secondhand food. They don't even have their own kitchen to create food or make food or boil a noodle. So they actually get all their shit from a bunch of different weird places, and they usually put it all in one thing, and it's like gross. In England, they call it bubble and squeak. You take all your fucking leftovers and throw it in one pot, and that's dinner. It's bubble and squeak. And that was the main. We ate bubble and squeak every day. So I didn't eat bubble and squeak. I'm not going to fucking eat that shit. I don't like it. I don't want it. I'm good. I'm okay. So like the one day, you know, talking on her phone, and I said, I don't really want to talk on the phone right now. And this girl had like 4 kids. She was 19. She just came back from the library talking about how hot sex she had in the library. Did you know that? That homeless people have sex in the library all fucking day? I didn't know that either, so that's what happens. Homeless people have sex in the library. Did not know that. Did not know that the library is a homeless fucking hub. I did not know that, ever. And I've gone to the library all the time, never really fucking put 2 and 2 together. If you see a lot of people with book bags, they're not students, they're homeless. Homelessness was so prevalent where I lived that I had on a really nice fucking $300 backpack on. Everything I had was given down to me from people in my family. So my cousins like nice shit. I had some nice shit. And I'm wearing a backpack and I got tacos thrown at me. Like a whole bag of tacos. Like you worthless, homeless asshole. Like riding a bicycle. And I got tacos thrown at me. So she's just going on and on and on. And she just will not shut up. And she's telling me that I should talk to my daughter. And I'm not a good mom. Okay. I know where my kids are. Do you know where yours are? I'm not going to get into it with her. I just leave. I leave. I somehow scrounged up $1 or something and got like a beer and I took off and I went running. Run in the hot sun. It's summer. It's 100 degrees at least. And everybody in the shelters out front peddling their pills to each other. Oh, you got gabapentin, I got this. You got that, I got this. That's what's going on. I don't give a shit about any of that fucking. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to do my time. I will deal with you fucking assholes and then I'm out. Like, I don't fucking care. You guys could go to hell in a handbasket. Fuck off. So, like, not that they weren't all... They weren't great people, okay? They're just not. They were all prostitutes for the most part. I'd say like 90% of them are fucking prostitutes. So even while I was down there during this time, the Republican convention came to town. Trump was running for president. And there was every single state came with their horses. So you see like a horse from North Carolina. You see a horse from Florida. You see a horse from New York. So they were like all day. And the whole place was empty. So I had the place to myself for like 5 days. There was only like 7 of us nut jobs that were allowed to stay around. During the day, you could get permission if you're crazy enough to be like, don't go outside. So I signed up for that right away because don't leave me to my devices. I don't want to go out there. If I go out there, something's going to happen. I can't. So she's just talking some mad crazy shit. The bitch stayed home all day somehow. She was able to stay in her room and I don't know how she escaped it because they checked. So I don't know how she escaped it. So I'm coming back from my run. She had already told me I'm a bad mom and, you know, how awesome she is, obviously. So, this fucking asshole standing right in the doorway, okay? Right in the doorway. And right behind her is the metal detector and a policeman. Right behind her, right there. I walk up. She stands in the door like she's fucking owns the place. She's holding a bowl of soup. Somebody better get this white fucking bitch out of my fucking face or I'll whoop her fucking ass. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, really? Oh, fuck you. I put that soup right in her fucking face. Fuck her. Seriously, fuck her. Here's what's funny. I knew I couldn't hit her back. That's what I knew. That much I knew. I knew I couldn't hit her back. That was the deal making. You know, I knew if I fucked with her, I knew she was going to hit me. She was a hard-hitting bitch from way back when. Trust me. This little girl was 19, but she was a badass motherfucker. She could fight. She could fight. She could fight. And here's the thing, I can fight. But I was told if I don't fight, if I don't hit anybody back, I can stay. So that's going through my head, but I threw the soup in her face. I threw the soup in her face because she threatened me. Somebody better get this white bitch out of here before I whoop her ass. Okay, then fuck you. Like that. Now, I had no intentions of hitting her back. But little did I know I could not hit her back. I also had a double ear infection. And I had gone, you know, like XYZ to try to get help. And nobody's helping me. And I've got a fever. It's the summer. I just run. I'm drinking a beer. I come in. Man, I threw that fucking soup in her face. Damn right I'd do it today. I would do it 100 times more. I'll do it 1,000 times more. 1,000 times more. So she does end up dragging me fucking all over the stairs there are long concrete stairs, and they're probably like 3 feet and then a step, 3 feet and then a step. So she's dragging me. I mean, dragging me and really getting me good, because even though I was like kind of like when she hit me, I was disoriented because I have an ear infection. So once I'm hit, I'm oh my God, all I heard was people screaming. And I say people because it was a women's shelter, but there were men there that said they're women, so they get to stay. They get to stay. So there's men and women. Men who think they're women and women. I'm the only black or white chick here. Everybody else is black for the most part. There was very few Latinas, and there was no Asians. I didn't see anybody else of any culture other than black and me. And so, she beat the fuck out of me, so be it. I got up. I kind of had to come and whatever, right? And I walk in, and they're like, what? Jesus fuck, what? What happened, man? She took off running. She ran through the street. She's gone. I go in, I'm like, yeah, I threw the soup in her face. She's fucking with me. She wants to start with me. I'm not going to be like that little white girl sitting on the stairs getting my ass beat because I didn't, what I mean? Either way, it's going to come, so I'm not going to sit back and be like, okay, everybody kick my ass. Like, I'm not. So I was like, whatever, dude. So I'm telling these people who call the cops, and the cops come in. Now everybody's there, and then they're like, okay, well, put your shit away and get out. And I was like, well, I didn't hit her back. I didn't hit her back. And they're like, it doesn't matter. You started it. I was like, well, I wouldn't have done it if she didn't fucking say something. And when somebody says something, it's on. You gotta do it. Even if I would have fucking not done anything, and even if I wouldn't have done anything, I would have got jumped for sure. I would have got jumped. And it wouldn't have been on my terms then. It would have been on their terms. And it could have happened when you're sleeping. Which is, wow. I took the top bunk on purpose because I don't want to get jumped out of the blue where people can come get me out of the blue. So they're like, fuck you, get out. Throwing all my stuff in the trash can. Throwing all my shit. There goes my baby pictures. I see the baby pictures on mine. I just threw my children's pictures in there. Woo-woo. I said, all right, fine. Just send me to, St. Vincent's or something, because I'm crazy. And they're like, well, you didn't do anything crazy, so we're not doing it. I go, oh, okay. Now, I slit my wrist, and I slit my throat. Can I go now? Put down those scissors! Everybody's going crazy. I've got the scissors. Like this. Everybody's grabbing the scissors from me. Everybody's telling me to put down the fucking scissors. I'm saying very calmly, mind you. I'm saying shit like, let me go to St. Vincent's. Take me to the hospital. I've got a boot on my head. Fuck you! Let go of the scissors! Everybody's flipping out. I got boots on my arms. People are standing on me. Everybody's grabbing the scissors. Let go of the scissors. I'm just like, let me go. Let me go. You know what I mean? So, I'm like, let me go to the hospital. Everybody says, okay, I let go of the scissors. We're all cut. Now there's like 5-6 people cut. Oh, okay. Now we'll let you go. Well, thanks. What the fuck? We could have done this like 10 minutes ago, but you want to kick my ass, and I got to cut my throat and all this shit because you're what? Okay, so here I am. Throat slit. I still got some marks. Slit. Plus, through here, completely cut down here. And my eye is, gone. My eye is gone by this point. I got a little eye over here, but this eye is completely fucked. It was bad. So between the chick dragging me all over the fucking cement, and then these guys all stepping on my head and stuff, I'm not saying I didn't have it coming. This is what happened. So I'm like, okay, and they put me in an emergency, ambulance, whatever. They take me to the hospital. Well, the other side of the hospital is the crazy house, so you would think, okay, I could just... So they kind of tricked me. They told me they were going to do that, and then they did not do that, because they actually had no intentions of putting me in anything. No 5150 hold, nothing. Just get the fuck out. And I said, listen, man, if I go out in these streets tonight, somebody's going to die. Either she's going to die, or I'm going to die, or we're both going to die, because I can't do this. I can't fucking know. You know, now, I didn't even know I couldn't lift my arms yet at this time. I had no fucking idea. Like, I legitimately thought I let her kick my ass. And I don't think I did in a way, because I don't think I could lift my arms. Anyway, but I had no intention of hitting her. That was the deal. So, now that's the second shelter. Okay? And that night, the doctor, the emergency room doctor, white guy, he comes in like he just fucking hates my guts right off the bat. Fucking hates me. He said something wise like, I'm not giving you any drugs. Who the fuck asked for drugs? Yeah, I'm in some pain. I wouldn't mind if you put a block in here or something. Like, can you give me something for that? Like, you want to put a block in my hand before you sew it up? Just common courtesy, you know, like, I'm not asking for anything. I don't want to get high. What are we doing here? I need some help. I need fucking help. You're going to judge me right now, but I'm asking you for help, and you're acting like I'm the biggest piece of shit on the planet. Get the fuck out of here. He says, as soon as I'm done with this block, you're getting out of here. I'm not keeping you around. I go this way. If you don't commit me to this hospital, I'm jumping in that goddamn traffic. I'm going to jump off that fucking bridge. He's like, fuck. He was mad. He didn't like it. He had to put me in the hospital. I was in that hospital, I think, for like 11 days. On like a 5150. And I ended up leaving with another guy who abducted me. And I ended up being abducted for a few days on that end. And I ended up getting out of there. But even then, the cops were like, what do you want me to do about it? So, okay. So now I go back into like... I don't even know where I went after that. Oh my God, I don't even know where I went after that. I don't know. I must have stayed someplace. I had to have. So anyway, I end up in a different county. At another shelter now. Every Mother's Day, I have a terrible Mother's Day. It doesn't even matter if it's me, the mother, or my mother's mother, because in the first Mother's Day, I remember my mom and I went to a Mother's Day banquet, and we both got food poisoning. So, like, that's the first Mother's Day I could remember. This Mother's Day wasn't any better. I had just taken my kids to... I used the rest of my money. Every month I would use all my money. Every month I would use all my money for 3 days so that I could get a hotel room, rent a car, and take my kids someplace for 1 month. Give them a memory for 1 month, and I didn't really give a fuck about anything else. Because to me, that is their life. That's their memories. They're going to remember that. They don't know I'm running around the streets getting my ass beat. They don't know I'm getting raped. They don't know I'm getting abducted. They don't know... Nobody knows. Nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows. Who am I going to tell? Who the fuck am I going to tell? My son, who's 16? Is that who I'm going to tell? Who am I going to tell? Nobody fucking cares. Nobody can help me. Nobody would help me, and nobody wanted to. And I don't know how well I do with it anyway. Really, I just don't. I don't know if I was like... At this point now, I'm like an animal running the streets, you know. And this day was no different. So I decided I was going to go to one more shelter. Something happens with my daughter. She ends up I was at the house that I made sure we had. I made sure we had that fucking house. Now my ex-husband lives in the house. House I decorated. House I made sure we had. The house we fucking got together. I get to be a visitor now in this house that I design fucking everything in it. But you get in and get out. You're not welcome here. So it was Mother's Day. I was allowed to come and spend my own food stamp money and make breakfast and lunch and dinner for my children and my ex-husband, who's fucking great. Well, they go off to get their hair cut. My daughter got a little spooked about something. It's not her fault. It really isn't her fault. She doesn't understand what she did. She really didn't know what she was doing. She called up my husband. She said, Mom tried to stab me with a knife, and it wasn't true. For her to do that, though, was a real bummer at that time, because I'm cutting stuff, and I'm holding the knife, and I go, Rosie, please, please, please don't do this. Anyway, so I ended up being taken to another shelter by my husband, my ex-husband. We're in the car. My son is in the back seat. He's a teenager. My husband's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're disgusting. You're fucking disgusting. You make me sick. Look what you're doing to him. Look what you're doing to him. He doesn't deserve this. What's wrong with you? You're disgusting. Right? Oh my God. Yeah, I guess I am disgusting. I am disgusting. All right. He drops me off at a shelter that his own brother went to, that he's dropped his own brother off at, because his brother has mental illness. He had schizophrenia and alcoholism, and his brother was crazy too, so I'm a piece of shit. He's already lived through it with his brother, and now he really hates me. Now, I couldn't do anything right. That day, I remember being in the McDonald's parking lot thinking, why am I here? I'm just hurting everybody. Why am I hurting everybody? What do I really want? Like, what am I trying to do? Am I trying to find a place to live? Like, will I find a place to live? And like, what if they remember this stuff? And what if I'm ruining their life? Like, what if it's me? It's gotta be me. So, stupid tooth. So, I really considered killing myself that day. There's like a railroad tracks and stuff, and it's not a great area anyway. Probably wouldn't have been too hard to throw myself in front of a car or something. I don't know. I thought of a lot of different ways to do it. I had a few hours before I could go to the this new shelter, which I'm like, oh God, I don't even know what this one's going to be about. God, I don't even know what this one's going to be about. I love my kids. I'm not going to do that to them. That's a selfish move. I'm not a selfish person. I'm not a prostitute. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a pill popper. I'm not a selfish person. So none of these things really should fucking bother me, but they do. They do, because they're not true, and I don't like it. But once that crazy ball starts rolling and people only see half of, they don't even see half. Anyway, so this one was another one, but this one was boys and girls. The first one I've been to, men and women. I'm standing in line, this black guy comes up to me. This piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. He smells like shit. He's wearing a white t-shirt that's dirty as fuck. He's standing with some white fat fucking ass. You know, she's black fat bitch. These two come up to me and grab my shit. Throw it. Get out of line. He called me a bleeder? Something like that. Get out of line, little white bitch. Little white bitch. Bleeder, bleed. Fuck, man. Let's do this then. Let's do this dance, bitch, because I will get right the fuck in your face. And if you think I fucking care that you're calling me a bleeder or that I'm white, well, no shit, I am and I am. So fuck you. What else you got? Because I'm going to fucking clean the floor with you right now, motherfucker, because I'm just that crazy. So let's do this shit. I ended up taking his shit, throw his basket, throw her basket. Now, that's just like day one. Day one. Mind my own fucking business. I'm fucked with like that. So, after that, I kind of set the precedent. The kind of people like, woo. So, after that, that guy actually, he did apologize to me, and so did she. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Bianca Ellis, which is a murderer. But I know I spent time with her in prison, in like jail, not prison, jail. But I think I was with her at this homeless shelter too. I'm pretty sure, because it wasn't too much longer, like maybe like 4 months after that I was in jail with her. Or maybe like a year after that, but it was the same county, same place, and it was her. So she was the big fat chick with this guy, and they, you know, came at me, which, by the way, she came at me again in jail. Fuck her, I don't care. You know, I did what I was supposed to do in that last one. I finally did it. I was able to get through it. What I would do was I had a bicycle. 6:30, you're kicked out. 6:30 a.m., get out. The whole place had to go. Now, this one didn't let anybody stay in. They didn't let anybody stay, so at 6:30, you're kicked the fuck out. They do give you breakfast. But take everything you own, okay? I think there were some things I could keep there, but if you're one of the people that might not follow the rules, which are basically don't do drugs, don't come in drunk, and don't fight with anybody or have sex with anybody, then you're okay. In this particular one, also, I had two women there that decided they wanted to be men. Way to go. 2 white chicks decide they want to be men. They might as well say they want to be a black man while they're at it, because what the fuck are they talking about? This one chick, she keeps socks in her pants like a dick, and it was like, come on. So those two had their own wing. Like, they had a whole area, like 20 people could fit in, and these two have their own fucking, because they're transgender, so they get the whole fucking place. Everybody else is like canned hams, you know, we're all like fucking stuck together like 16 women in a bathroom, and these assholes got the whole fucking place. And I gotta say, it's not their fault. It's not the transgenders' fault that this was happening. That makes people not like them, and that put them in the jackpot from the beginning, I would say, because it's hard enough to not have an identity of your own, but then to say, you know what, I'm a man, and then we go, oh, okay, well then, here you go, and you got 30 people looking around going, what the fuck? I gotta brush my teeth and piss on a leg because you're over here putting socks down your pants and you're a dude? What? No. Like, what? No. So that's how things go sideways in those places, in my opinion. But in general, everybody was really nice. So during the day, I would go, I would ride my bicycle. If you're poor, you can sign up for a scholarship at the YMCA. So I did. I signed up for a scholarship at the YMCA, meaning that you get free tuition. So I was able to go into the YMCA every single day, and I'd go swimming, I'd work out, I had a laptop, I'd go on there, try to find work. One time I worked on a Mexican Armor All line, and we did Armor All, and we only made Armor All boxes. Everybody was Mexican but me. Yeah, I don't speak that much Spanish, but you know, I was obviously the weak sauce because my neck was so fucked up by this time. I had already gotten into so many fights, and my hands would blow up. So I'd be looking down, because I'm looking down, and it's irritating my hands. So my hands and everything, I'd just be like crying, like I'm just crying on the line. But you know, I did spend that 30 days in there, and even when I did work on the Mexican Armor All line, which wasn't long, about a week, it was good pay. It was like $20 an hour. You get a check at the end of the week, and everybody was nice. I mean, nobody talked to me. I don't know. I think a lot of those things, like whether it was a Puerto Rican society, like a Puerto Rican bunch of friends or a Mexican bunch of friends, they really just don't fuck with nobody like that. They just don't. It's not personal. They just don't fucking do it. But everybody was nice, you know. But they'd get like a pizza, and I'd be so hungry, and they'd get like 4 pizzas, and nobody'd offer me any. Then I'd have to ride my bike in the snow 2 ways, you know, and then my hand be all big. But they would save food for me in the shelter. I'd come in at like 2:30 in the morning. I worked as a riveter. My nickname's Rosie, so I was Rosie the Riveter. I riveted. I was a riveter for like, I want to say like a month or 2. And it's another thing, you know, like with your hands, you're looking down, and you're just doing this all day long, you know. So it would irritate my hands and stuff like that. But, whew. So that's me in the shelters. But after that, after I got out of that last shelter, I did get a place and I did keep it for a year. So that did happen. Of course, something happened in that year I'll tell you about another time. I don't know, it's kind of like can't make it up. I suppose you could if you were like really demented or something, I don't know. So when you see somebody and they're outside, okay, they can go to a shelter. They can do it. They just won't. It took me 3 shelters before I could fucking follow the rules. 3. 1, 2, 3 different counties, I think. Maybe 2 different counties, but there's always a shelter. I think one of those places is even closed right now. But if you're homeless, go to these places. It's hard because you got to hang out with these people who are not respectful or nice or kind, and they're angry and they cough and they're sick and everybody's gross and they smell and it's like, oh, there's like nothing to eat and everybody's mad at each other and they're all lying to each other and it's really hard, man. So you got to keep your head down, kind of focus on what can help you. The YMCA helped me because I could get away from everybody for the day. I didn't go hang out in the library all day like a loser. I didn't go fucking sit in the park and do drugs all day. I didn't go fucking rob anybody or steal from anybody. I went and I did stuff for me. I exercised. I took online classes. I fucking worked when I could. I did what I had to do. Because it really, what mattered to me was being a mother, and there's nothing more important to me in my whole entire life than being a mother. So I gotta eat it for like years, and so be it. I ate it for years. But you know, the good thing is, like, I think that's over now. I don't think that's gonna happen again ever, and I would never fucking go back in. Now that I don't have kids, I don't think I'll ever go back into that situation. I would definitely only like I'll get a tent. I'll go live in the woods. I'll go live in the woods. But hopefully my daughter, she wants me to come live with her when she has children, so wouldn't it be cool? I keep telling myself it's going to happen. I kind of feel like it's not going to happen. I kind of feel like she says stuff to be nice because she loves me and she feels bad. She's good. But she's good. As long as she's good. As long as my son's good, and he is, and my daughter's good, and she is, I'll get thrown down those cement stairs 1,000 times more. I'll do whatever it takes. Because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I don't have pride. I have children. I'm a mom.